All right, for part one of this project, we are going to be working on the concept. All right, so the goal of the project is to select a word and attempt to illustrate its meaning by altering the letter forms to imply imagery. Okay, that's the real key here, altering to imply. Every effort should be made to use type rather than pictures. We don't want to be literal about this, we want to be suggestive. The idea is to typographically suggest a visual message, not draw a picture, okay? So you're going to use your creativity, your intuition. The strength of the final outcome rests more on the concept and type choice than on the execution, okay? So it's going to work if you got a good concept and good type. Do not research this project. It's easy to plagiarize, and it's not hard for me to find that, okay? So it's best if you just sort of run off on your own, look at the concept video, and then know that what you're looking for, and then sort of play around. So part one is concept, all right? You're going to write down as many words as you can think of that suggest some sort of visual characteristic, okay? Now, this is going to be kind of challenging because sometimes a paper encyclopedia or a paper dictionary or a paper thesaurus is a good way to start. And the neat thing about the paper versions, the books, are that you can kind of just open the pages and kind of cruise through them. That's the downside of digital, is that it doesn't really allow you to kind of peruse. You sort of have to know what you're looking for. If you can't get your fingers on a book, then you might go ahead and start looking around on the internet. But really, the idea is to find as many words as you can that speak to you in some way. The word should have some kind of feeling, some emotion, some, effect, something about it that should help you to be like, oh yeah, that could work. Okay? It should suggest some kind of picture or visual imagery. And then you should sketch out some simple word image possibilities for not every word, but for the words that you think have the strongest possibilities. Okay, we'll talk about development and refinement and render. The process is going to be similar to the ligature project. So for part one, hundreds of words. And so that's a lot of words. And it's not like you're going to have 100 words, but some people actually do. And you're going to be looking for, 10 to 100 sketches for each possible word opportunity. Okay, so here in this case, the format size is as large as necessary. That's part two, and I'm going to ask you for this particular project, since we do have a holiday weekend in there, that you at least start some sketches on some of the words that show the most promise. Okay, so I want you to at least take a crack at the strongest words that you think have potential. Okay, so that being said, what does that look like? Okay, so here's a student who really just went through and just found a ton of words. And I love this because they really kind of went through and just looked at lots and lots of words, and anything that sounded like it might work, like spine or rant or, greed, tornado, graveyard, doom, blade, roar. There's a lot of possibilities in a lot of these words. Ego. You don't necessarily go, wow, I got something there. But you're looking for something that just sort of goes, yeah, okay, that might work. So as you're cruising through all the words that you are just looking for, you're not necessarily doing an edit. You're doing like a brainstorm. What could it be? Well, liquid, maybe something there. Bug, well, maybe something there. Light, maybe something there. Could be something in fist. So you're just kind of going, yeah, snatch, maybe something there. Steal, maybe something there. You're just trying to go, yeah, I might see something. You're not looking for something specifically. You're just kind of cruising through, trying to find something that, laser. Oh, that might work. Lava, you know. So anything that just sort of speaks to you in some way, there might be something there. You never know. Bubbles. Oh, that could be something, you know. And some of the words you write down are obviously going to be a no, you know, they're going to be, you know, dead on arrival. They're just not going to work. But you just don't know. Just write it down anyway. It doesn't matter whether it's going to really have a possibility or not, you know. It's more about, oh, okay, explode, you know, evaporate, whatever. And then you're just kind of looking for those words that say something, okay? Once you've got that far, then you narrow it down. You kind of look through all the words and you go, okay, these are the ones that I think could have the most potential. Whether, you know, they're all going to work, you only need one, but it might be good to have, you know, 3 or 4 that you can kind of work through. I'm kind of wondering why she picked these specifically, but those are the ones that she picked as her 20 words out of all the possibilities that she'd written down. I don't think I would have picked those 20. I think there were a lot of better words that she had, but, you know, whatever. You narrow it down. So this is where I'd like you to be by the review, by the next review. Okay, so at least getting your words down to a, you know, a final selection that you think you'd like to work with. I would, however, like you to start thinking about different ways of working with it. So kind of playing around with what the word might do. What's the visual metaphor that's going on? You know, maybe making notes to yourself about what these, you know, letter forms could do, like bottle cap, you know, too simple, not funny. And he's probably right about that. You know, and then kind of just, you know, dinking around orbit. Oh, there's some potential there. What could orbit? You know, could it be the I? Could it be the O? What, you know, what is it that makes that word have some potential? So you're really kind of just looking around and trying to explore possibilities. Pixelate, you know, maybe the I has a dot, maybe it's a square, and maybe the X, you know. I mean, you just never know where these are going to go. And so the idea is to just write down the word as you've, you know, after you've sort of made your selection, and sort of see where it might happen, where it might go. You know, you just don't really ever know. And so you got to start kind of playing around a little bit. I'm sorry we're going back to the pencil and paper, but this is really the best way to approach the next part of the project. But for the next review, which is Thursday, I'd like you to have a series of words, and I'd like you to make a short list. And at the very least, take some of your favorite words and see if there's something that you can do with that might become some kind of word image fusion. It may not be the right words, but I want to see you at least explore some possibilities. All right, so that's the goal of the next project and phase 1 of that project.